Hello, I'm Stephen Gill, and this is the series in miracles. This is about praying in solitude for miracles to happen. Focus of today's verse for the Bible is from the book of Psalms, chapter 46, verse 10, says, "Be still and know that I am God." Then chapter 37, verse 7 says, "Be still before the Lord and wait patiently for Him." I am Stephen Gill, and as a novelist, as a poet, an essayist, I am in the ministry of peace that follows the principles given by the Almighty. These principles are to reclaim the lost island of peace to the manic Messiah who appeared to Adam and Eve to fool them, to get them out of that land that was the Garden of Eden. The Almighty came down to earth in the form of Jesus as a human to confirm His principles in His sermons and also in His practical life. I have said often that the basket of my life is filled with the flowers of the miracles. And if I start telling these miracles, the date on the calendar will change. Several miracles which have happened in my life will be impossible to present. Before going further, let me share that I am really thankful to God that He always did what I asked. I find no words to thank God for being extremely nice to me. It does not mean that my life has been always a bed of roses. There have been really bad situations also in my life. I cannot blame Jesus or God because I did not ask for help or guidance. I was very proud of my logic and was very confident that nothing will go wrong, but my logic and thinking proved absolutely wrong, and my pride proved absolutely misplaced. I accept my sufferings in these circumstances because I did not ask and did not pray. Then there were situations when I asked God for guidance, and God was very helpful and showed me the right path. When I asked Him to confirm, He also confirmed the right path He wanted me to follow. He confirmed His guidance again and again in spite of His guidance. I found the reason to depend on my logic and also on my knowledge. The result was frustrating. The result was disappointing. I suffered. I cannot blame God for that because He did guide me, but I did not heed to His advice or warning. He did His wonderful work, but it was Satan who appeared in the form of my thoughts or in the form of my logic and also in other ways, in other forms. I knew it was Satan, and still I let myself go, and the result was agony. It was suffering. Some of you may have passed through similar situations, my friends. We cannot blame God in such situations. It is because we don't act upon, we don't ask. I cannot blame God in such situations because I prayed. He accepted my prayer, but I did not act according to His plan. I have to blame myself for these sufferings. It is the third situation where the basket filled with miracles appeared in my life. And I am thankful to God and Jesus for this basket. I asked, God did, and I acted. Those miracles did not happen by themselves. I sought God's intervention, and He did intervene, and miracles did happen. These miracles happened in the most frustrating and impossible situations. These miracles are so many that it needs time and efforts to narrate them. Those have been impossible situations, and God did impossible things for me. The one I plan to share this time is the latest one, and it is the combination of 3 or 4 incidents which I call a deadly cocktail. This miracle or a chain of miracles is related to my car accident while driving on Pitt Street in Cornwall, where I live. When I was in the middle of the road on the crossing of the 4th Street, suddenly a car appeared in front of me because I was planning to park. My car was slow. When I saw the car in front of me, I was about to hit the driver. So I turned the wheels of my car to the left side to avoid hitting the driver. I turned the wheel to the left to hit the wheels of her car. She was saved. No one was injured, and her car was just slightly damaged. I will not call it damage even. Police didn't come. I contacted the insurance after 2 days because the insurance company wanted police report to fix the car, though it was slightly damaged, not much, and I was still using the car. It was in usable situation. After 3 days, I was with police who became very friendly and gave me a written report for my insurance company. But it is not this accident that was scary, something else happened that was going to impact me in another way. I complained to my eye doctor that my eyesight was becoming weaker. He discovered that my right hand eye had macular degeneration. My doctor referred me to a specialist who injected my eye once in a month. Just the feelings to have an injection in the eye was uncomfortable. To feel even during that time, another thing happened. I received a letter for a driving test to renew my driving license. Here was the complication. All these problems and some other problems happened almost around the same time. I was asked to come for driving test at 8 in the morning. My friends knew that I go to bed around 5 in the morning and get up around 12:30. I asked the department to give me an afternoon appointment for the test, but they gave me a date after the expiry of my license. I didn't want to remain without a driving license, so I accepted their date and time. Now here was the dilemma, the problem. I had a fear, and it was a genuine fear. If the examiners of the test find out my accident, they will certainly think in a negative way that may affect my driving license. It was not only the accident. It was also the medical report about my sight, eye problem, about receiving treatment. So instead of improving, my sight was deteriorating actually. Even the road test examiner could find problem with my eye during the driving test. In addition to all these fears, there was my age involved and the time of the test, early morning. Considering my accident, considering my eye examination, and also considering my age, and also considering that I had no time to prepare myself for the test, and no time even to sleep properly, I was holding a glass of a deadly cocktail. Coming back to my dilemma in December and this deadly cocktail, I would add that what I have said and what I believe in a few words is the way of my life. For the test for driving license, I did not have any time to prepare to renew my knowledge about the traffic signs. I slept that night hardly for 2 hours, whereas I normally sleep for around 7 to 8 hours. There was no preparation of any kind, but when I got up, I was relaxed. The only help was this song that Caro often selected, and that was, I surrender all. I surrender all to Jesus. Let me frankly share with you that whenever any question was asked during my test or asked me to do anything, particularly when I was being tested for my eyesight, I had only one sentence on my lips coming from my heart, and it was, I surrender all to Jesus. I surrender all. I have been driving for the last 40 years, and I have been tested several times. My friends, I never felt better and proud of my driving as I felt this time. I am sure. I am certain that I was the best. The examiner was extremely happy and very satisfied. Right away I went to the office and received my renewed license. I passed their test with their full satisfaction. No one ever asked me about my accident, about my eye problem. It was a real miracle that no one questioned my accident, including police and insurance adjusters. No one has expressed even the slightest doubt. Some may agree, some of you may not agree, but this is my belief. And this is what I practice as much as I can, though I am also a weak human being, and this is my belief to pray in solitude. This is all the result of my prayers in solitude. I will talk of prayers in solitude in some other day, in some other video. But this is my belief, and I will talk in detail later. Thank you for listening.